entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? It is another Monday night. It is January 22nd, 2026. We are back in the studio. You are tuned into the Drive and Speaker Box podcast. I'm your host, Bo, the boom operator.
I am Slick Doggy the Grip.
And yeah, I know that we were not here last week, so we apologize to you guys for the interruption in
Tried to be.
We did. There was some technical issues up here in the studio because we do record this show live. We don't edit. We don't do all these kind of things because we're professionals and we've been doing this a very long time. But we did fix those technology hiccups and we're back. So we're going to talk to you about movies. That's what we do. Later in the show, I'm going to go over Disclosure Day just a little bit because we were going to do it last week. For those of you that listen to the recorded podcast, you didn't get to hear it. Some of those that get on our Twitch pre-show, which starts anywhere from 30 to 45 to sometimes an hour or 2 hours before the show, got to hear a little bit of my thoughts on that. But I also went and saw the new Toy Story. I went and saw Toy Story 5.
Ew.
What do you mean, ew? You don't like Toy Story?
I didn't watch 4.
You don't like Toy Story?
1 and 2.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 was
Thanks,
good.
Vince.
3 was good.
Kelsey Grammer makes a great bad guy.
Because 3 had a great villain.
Yeah, good villain. Dumb story. Dumb AF story.
Probably the best ending. Probably the best ending. And 4...
Number 1 had the best ending. They escape Sid. They get back to Andy.
To like their narrative.
Yeah, which is exactly why 4 and 5 are an ew, dog.
Well, okay. Well, we're going to talk more about it.
Okay.
In the second half of the show where we review movies. So this is about an hour-long program, so stick with us. First up, though, it's been a week. We need to talk about news.
Hey, I also watched The Furious that I was going to talk to everyone about last week.
You did watch okay, cool.
I got my collectible movie trading cards for it and everything.
All right. Well, I was curious if you went and saw that or not. It is still playing here. So, all right. Well, if you are joining us over on Twitch live, we do have a hype train going on over there. So throw us some bits, throw us some cheers and some subs. If you guys are downloading this podcast, wherever you're downloading podcasts, we thank you. Spread the word. Tell your friends. And if you're watching on YouTube, switch over to Twitch. Well, we appreciate YouTube because that's where you can watch the old live streams because they archive all of it. So thanks YouTube for that public service. But news, yeah, it's been a week. One thing that I read this week that kind of bummed me out is this past week I have been like trying to spend some time at home. Right, I've been on the road a lot lately. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be at home. I'm gonna watch some TV. I fired up the Xbox. Started playing a video game, and I was like, you know what? I got some shows I want to watch. I started watching, Interview with a Vampire, the new Vampire Lestat, which is only on episode 3, so I'm not gonna spoil that.
The weird, extra sexual rock and roller Lestat.
Yeah, dude, it's the best. He's the best. He's one of the coolest vampires in vampire lore. Dude, you don't fuck with Lestat? Lestat de Liancourt?
Yeah, I'm fine. Lestat.
Dude, Lestat rules. And I was catching up on Vox Machina on Amazon Prime. But I also started watching a couple other spooky shows. I watched, what was it called? Widow's Bay on Apple, which was freaking awesome. So I got in kind of a spooky mood. So I thought I would check out The Burrows on Netflix because it had this huge star-studded cast. I mean, we're talking like all of these old balls that used to be amazing actors. I mean, you've got Alfred Molina, Bill Pullman, Gina Davis, Dennis O'Hare. Like, I mean, just the star-studded cast of Grays. And the Duffer Brothers were like producing it. But then Netflix comes in and is like, well, only 10 million people watched it the opening week, so we're just going to kill it after season 1.
What?
They're like
only 10 million.
Only 10 million watching the opening week, and in the subsequent 2 weeks, it's only about 3.5 million views per week after that. So, you know what? I think that we should probably just cancel it after season 1. And I'm like, give it a second. Like, I'm so mad, which is funny because it comes in the same breath of news where Netflix is picking up The Tick from Amazon. And it's like, okay, here's a show that has been trying.
Is Peter Serafinowicz coming back as?
No. They're not giving it a season 3.
Oh, dude.
But they're bringing the old one from the early 2000s with what's his name? You know.
Patrick Warburton.
That's all I had to say. Patrick Warburton's coming back. That one, there's only 9 episodes that Fox tried to do. And then the Amazon, which got 2 seasons, and then they canceled it too early, even though after they canceled it, it developed a huge cult following on Amazon to like thousands of 5-star reviews. And now Netflix is like, man, this is a really successful show. Maybe we should pick it up and show it on Netflix. And everybody's talking about it. It's like, hey, yeah, because sometimes maybe a show that's pretty good needs more than 1 week before you decide to pull the plug on it.
Well, the original Tick, Fox canceled it before it ever hit the air, and then they aired it out of order. And my uncle, he was like, hey, we're all sending in plastic spoons to Fox to get them to put the Tick back on the air. And so we mailed plastic spoons to Fox Network to say, hey, man, give us Tick. This show is what we want. Ben
Edlund, who is the creator of The Tick, which I don't do a whole lot of comics, but my favorite comic book hero, period, is The Tick. Like, he has always been my favorite. But Ben Edlund, the creator of The Tick, he was asked once about like how there's 3 times that they've tried to bring Tick to the screen. There was the 90s animated Fox television show, and then there was the 2 live action shows. And they're like, well, what's the deal? And he's like, Tick has always been ahead of his time, but when the world needs the Tick always finds a way. And so, Netflix is canceling the Burrows, but also bringing back the Tick in July. I think July 15th you can check out and watch it. Give it the millions of views because the Amazon Tick was actually great.
Oh, it was so good. That's why when you said that, I was like, oh, dude. Because Peter Serafinowicz was a really good Tick. Surprisingly good Tick. Because after Patrick Warburton, you're like, well, who can
top it?
Yeah.
And he did.
I don't know about topped, but
he got up there.
He was the Tick. He was the Tick. Like, after the first couple of seconds of getting into the first episode, you're like, all right, yeah, that dude, he's the Tick. Yeah.
He didn't have the physical presence of Patrick Warburton, but he had the chumminess and witticisms of what you want from the Tick.
He was definitely the Tick, especially like when he did the raid at the docks and stuff. And it was just him. Oops, sorry about that, and just like beating the hell out of everybody. Yeah.
One of the best Patrick Warburton Tickisms, though, is he's sitting at the diner, which that's they would all sit at the diner.
Arcog, no.
He eats the fortune cookie, and then he starts and he goes, "A secret message from my teeth." Yeah. He reads it, and I love the Tick.
Listen, since Arcog brought up that he needed a sidekick called Alpha Gal, which with the ticks being really bad this year and they're showing up everywhere, I found ticks on me, and I don't know how that happens because I don't go the kind of places that you're going to find
ticks. I don't go to the outside.
Yeah, dude, for sure. But having the tick that's one tick I'm okay with showing up for sure. So
honestly,
that's
that
awesome.
Should be their next slogan is like, this is one tick you'll be glad to see this summer.
Yeah. There you go. Nailed it.
So anyway, a little bit of Netflix news that I wanted to share. What you got? You always got something on your paper there.
Oh, yeah. Well, real quick, Star Punch mentioned the Clerks animated series got only 2 episodes. That was because Disney bought ABC, and Disney immediately went, that's not going to stay on TV because we got to have stuff Disney, and that's not family friendly. Yeah, so I guess as far as some news here, your movie you watched and liked, the Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Mm-hmm.
It's making its way to Hulu this week. So if you still have Hulu, I thought Hulu was dead.
I thought Hulu was dead too.
But if you have your Disney Plus, Hulu, whatever nonsense bundle, you can watch the Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
And watch it. It's good.
Michael J. Fox is going to be having his first leading role in 8 years. 8 years ago, he did a voice role, and he's doing that again. Because being on-screen acting, he does little bits and stuff, but he's going to be a lead role in a movie called Dragoons, where he's the voice of the lead in that. So that's kind of cool that Michael J. Fox is still out there doing stuff.
Cool guy, that guy.
Very cool. Also, Mike Myers was on some show where they were watching the World Cup, and people asked him about Austin Powers on there, and he said that Austin Powers 4 is happening.
I heard about this.
He didn't provide any other details beyond that, but he did say that Austin Powers 4 will happen. And I guess he's going to be Dr. Evil in something. So the characters are there. Hype's going to get built.
I will say that his cameo in Michael was pretty awesome.
It was the same character he did
in everything.
In the Queen Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I'm okay
but this
with
time it was based on a real guy, and he did very well. So maybe that's his whole thing. He'll just be a music producer from now on and just nail it. He did great in Michael.
Cool with it.
Yep. What else? Oh, Variety. I think it was Variety. We'll run with Variety. They did the math, and they have crowned Jurassic World Dominion as the single most expensive movie to have ever been made, ever, dethroning some of the newer Star Wars. So
is that how we spend our money?
I need to look into it and see if they take into
Solving
account
world peace, world hunger,
like the interest
universal
and stuff
health
built.
care.
Because as we're coming up on things like Supergirl and movies that no one wants to have, they will lie to you about the budget and what it makes. And what they're going to leave off is that there's interest in things in this. Like right now, Supergirl has to make more than $400 million to come close to breaking even though its budget was only like 175. So as soon as it hits 176, they're like, we made money, baby. They still got $200-300 million to go because there's all this interest and things like that on it. So I wonder how they came up with that number. But yeah, Jurassic World Dominion, dumbass, stupid movie. They spent all the dollars on it.
All of the Jurassic World movies are terrible. They're terrible. Every single one of them.
Yeah, 100%. So, also right now, if you want to watch movies at home, if you want to watch some...
if you want to kill the theatrical experience.
Well, if you want to watch shows, if you want to watch Game of Thrones or something like that, AEW wrestling, if you want to see some of the DC animated stuff so you can see what DC looks like when it's good, when the characters are good, HBO's 40% off for like the next month.
Do you only get 1 month, or can you buy a year in advance?
I think you can buy it. It's new and returning subscribers. It started on the 18th, and it goes
it'd be
until
cool
the 15th.
if we could say, go ahead and subscribe and use code DriveIn20 to save 20%. But that doesn't work. We don't have sponsors.
No, yeah, that would be cool. But something wild, something absolutely unexpected. Grinch 2.
Electric Grinchaloo.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2 is going to be a thing.
No!
That's been confirmed.
Why are we making sequels to things?
However many years later, what's that?
Is he going to get
Jim Carrey
evil
is
again?
in talks. Jim Carrey's in talks, but Ron Howard is on board. Guys that wrote for Curb Your Enthusiasm that also wrote the Cat in the Hat movie. I don't know which one. There was two Cat in the Hats. Is it the Mike Myers one or is it the newer one?
Well, I mean, the Mike Myers one was kind of funny. And Curb Your Enthusiasm is kind of hilarious.
So they're writing the movie. But yeah, right now they're like all the OG cast, but then you read it and it's like Jim Carrey's in talks to come back.
But like, why though? You know when they tried to make Christmas Story 2 and no one cared, and like even Red Ryder BB Gun was like, get our names off of this. Like they were like, we don't want to do this. And I got that from the source because Red Ryder BB Guns is headquartered in Rogers, Arkansas. Bam, bam. And I got to see an old prelim script because I was visiting. We were shooting a thing back in my film days. But yeah, don't do that. Some things need to just stay sacred.
Well, too late. Yeah, I mean, I was never like super hyped on the live action Grinch. It kind of wore on me, and I'd like settled into like I guess it's not so bad. Especially after the CGI movie came out and everything. Because I was like, why are they turning Grinch into live action? And then I watched it in the theater. I'm like, this isn't the Grinch at all.
No.
But that's because I watched the Grinch cartoon on TV and read the book
100
and all
million
that.
times.
Yeah, and then they just ran away with it.
They go, how do we take this 22-minute like children's book that we animated into a
How do you make
98-minute feature film?
Yeah, how do you make sequels? Which they're making another. They're making a Cat in the Hat too. Also.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for
Yeah,
that. It looks like a movie to watch. They're like, well, we got to go through all these wormholes to find the.
Loosely based on the book. It's like, dude, you're taking like a
You're trying to turn the
page children's book.
They're going to turn the things into minions, and they're like, how do we DreamWorks this? And
the Thing 1 and Thing 2.
now there's like Thing 100, and they're like going, "Merp, merp, merp," and they only speak in physical slapstick comedy. And I'm like, okay, cool, because we need more minions.
Awful.
And there's another Minions movie, Minions and Monsters, coming out. Like, geez.
But you're gonna get banana flavored everything, right? Like, I think they got banana drink at the movie theater already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. So
Because that's also everyone's favorite flavor, artificial banana.
it's the worst. It's the worst runt, dude. It's the worst.
It's the
one.
worst runt.
Why would you want that? It's the worst one.
God, it's the worst. Laffy Taffy. It's the worst
That's
runt.
true.
It's
Dude, it makes me cough because it's like my body's like
It's
don't-
projecting it. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
no.
like don't do that. I'm like,
Away.
but to read the jokes, I have to eat the taffy. It's like a fortune cookie. You can't read the fortune cookie without eating the
fortune
cookie.
does not come true.
Yeah, so you gotta suffer the taffy if you want the laffy.
But why did you open the banana? Was it the only one, or did someone
It was
gift
the last
it to you?
one
Okay.
left, and I needed to know the jokes.
You needed to know the joke.
But then they were
The joke was on you.
Yeah, the joke was on me because they were jokes submitted by some dumbass kid, and
Some third grader.
it doesn't even make sense. Like, they
this
don't
kid's
vet.
yeah.
They don't vet the jokes beforehand.
This
I'm
kid's
like,
not a comedy writer.
I took my eyes off this movie to try and read this joke.
What did
then
the
it
farmer
wasn't
say
even a
when he
joke.
lost his tractor? Where's my tractor? Come on, who writes this stuff?
Yeah, and the worst ones is when there's the build and that they didn't print the payoff. Have you ever had one of those?
Yes.
Where the joke is on you because there's no punchline.
It reminds me of the joke that was played on All Youth of America, where it's like if you collect the Dum Dum Pops that have the little kid dressed up as the Native American shooting the star with the bow and arrow, then that's something that you're.
If you found the one with the star, yeah. Why did we collect those?
I don't know.
Because there was no internet and we didn't
It's
know
like an
better.
urban legend. If you like collect them all and look in the mirror and say, you know, me wampum prizes or whatever.
Well, you
because-
can.
Well, because there's a little child dressed up as a freaking Native American. They shouldn't have been doing that to start with. You know what I mean? And then the ghost of all the people whose land we took over and the settlers, they come back and they haunt you for the rest of your days.
Not part of this.
I think that would be good justification on the white man. Just eradicate them,
What are
haunt
we-
them all through the wrappers of Dum Dums.
Make that a movie, dude.
Yeah.
We'll make it a YouTube series. We'll turn it
Or it's
into
like
a
Indian
movie.
in the Cupboard where he just shoots that kid in the face.
Yeah, dude. Indian in the Cupboard
Bam!
is such a good movie. Did you have the VHS where you could
course.
spin the cover and it was the cupboard and you got the key that you put in the side of
Yeah.
the clamshell box and you crack that dude open? Indian never came to life. That was BS. None of the toys I put in there came to life, so that VHS case sucked.
It did. It was a lie, just like they told all of those people.
Hey, so anyhow,
America 250, you guys.
talking movies and stuff.
What's coming out this week? Do you have any more news, or are we going to talk about what's coming out?
Pressure was given its physical media release date, which is July 28th. I talked to you guys about that movie
Yes, you
here
did.
on the show. It was pretty good, So there's a new war movie coming out here soon. And if you want to watch movies that take place during war but have nothing to do with the war itself, as far as on-screen action, it's just you want a cool drama with some tension
Some live, local, late-breaking meteorology.
in the 40s.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
40s.
And the entire world's fate hinges on it because if they get the weather wrong, Hitler wins. Pretty good.
Seems
movie.
like we got a cold front coming from this way. You know.
Yeah, there is a guy like that.
Well, of course, because it's the 40s.
And then the British guy's like real butthole about the whole thing because the American guy's like, I'm right because I'm the best, and the British guy's like, you're dumb and you're cocky.
Action News 1. And,
Yeah. It's kind of exactly how it went.
Well, do we want to talk about what's coming out in theaters this week?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's only 2 movies that I don't really talk about. Obviously, Supergirl is coming out in theaters this week. The only reason I might set foot in a theater to see this is to see Lobo. That's it. And you're not even gonna. I know you're not even gonna do it, even though you've waited your whole life to see Lobo on screen.
Not Jason Momoa. Not in a Supergirl movie. Yeah, I wanted Lobo when there was something to it.
Yeah.
When there might have been a chance that it was good. He's already in a minimal amount of the movie, and they had to do reshoots to add more time, and they've been re-editing this movie up until right friggin' now.
They just needed to make it the Lobo movie.
We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. They've been scrambling to re-edit this movie and show it to new audiences to find which version they hate the least, and that's why they've been cramming Lobo into all of the memorabilia, all of the pre-release action figures, all of the trailers.
Because they're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe if we had just listened to everybody and said this is what they wanted to see.
There's 2 popcorn buckets you can get at AMC. One of them is Lobo on his Space Hog.
Are you going to get that?
No. No. It's still Momoa Lobo. If it was comic book Lobo. If it was comic book Lobo and if it had flamingos and dolphins and something, I would be maybe.
But what if it does?
And the other one is the Supergirl leather jacket fleshlight cup. Have you seen it?
No.
Dog. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I did, and it does.
It's the leather jacket.
Pretty
yeah,
horrible.
it looks so bad. Put it next to the Dune bucket. And like a face hugger.
And use code Adam and Eve 20 to save 20%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dude, that's exactly how it is. So no, man, Momoa Lobo in the movie for 5 minutes is not enough to get me to go to a theater like that. Well, if it was like I wanted, where Stone Cold came in and crashed in on Black Adam, and you had the glass shatter like Stone Cold, and he goes, "Oh hell yeah, you dumb son of a bastard! It's Stone Cold Lobo. What?" That would have been sick. I'd been all over it. With hair.
Stone Cold with hair.
Stone Cold with hair, because he's not Stone Cold, he's Lobo. That would have been dope.
I don't think Stone Cold could be anybody other than Steve Austin.
He could be Lobo.
I don't think he could. It would
be Black Adam Rock.
He'd be like,
Stone Cold
don't
Lobo.
wear wigs because that's for gays.
No.
And
you know what? If Stone Cold played Lobo, I'd have bald Lobo. I don't even care. Don't care.
See, you won't have Momobo because it's not comic accurate, but you'll have a bald Lobo if it was Steve Austin.
He's not Lobo. He's not Lobo. He's Jason Momoa with some mascara. So he's just Jason Momoa.
I mean, this is also true. He is just Jason Momoa. Going, woo!
I was about to say he's going to go, Yahoo!
He does say Yahoo a lot.
Yeah, and he's going to go, oh.
Oh, Yahoo!
Yeah, dude, 100%. It's not going to be... Dude, Harley Race Lobo, that would have been cool. Like, man, make someone be Lobo. Get the guy that was the live-action Lobo from the old internet where the Easter Bunny pays him to kill Santa.
Oh,
Find that guy.
Where's
that guy? Is Lobo. I fully buy into that guy is Lobo. He looks like Lobo. He sounds like Lobo.
But he doesn't sell tickets because he's not a famous person guy.
Get Brad Garrett to be Lobo again. Put a muscle suit on him.
Yeah, they CGI everything else these days.
Yeah, dude. Have Brad Garrett come back and be Lobo again.
Yeah, because what's his face sure did work out real hard to play Thanos.
Brolin.
You know, yeah, you can CGI anybody's
That's
face
true.
on anything.
You can just mocap, dude. Yeah, bring me Brad Garrett Lobo. That would be awesome.
So anyway,
so no, I'm not gonna go watch the bullshit "you kicked my dog" movie where it makes no sense. They break all their lore, like we were talking about earlier. They're like, they set these rules. Well, you know, the Kryptonians don't have powers when they're around their red sun, so she flies to a planet where it has a red sun and she keeps all of her powers.
Ta-da!
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take a big pass on this BS.
Well, the movie that I'm definitely not gonna go take a pass on, and I might even see twice, and I might cry, is a movie that hits me in the feels every single installment, especially the last one.
Star Punch.
And this one, I think, will also hit me in the feels really, really hard. and it is Jackass Best and Last.
No.
And I am not kidding about hitting me in the feels. Say what you want about the Jackass guys and Jackass movies, but I love these movies.
Dude,
and
I go to the theaters and watch. I have a great time every time.
Every single solitary time, I laugh so hard that I can't feel my stomach. If you're talking about just like things that make you feel good, watching dudes genuinely express friendship throughout 20, 30 something years of just a bunch of goobers with VHS cameras that were just doing stuff that everybody told them not to do, and then they became some of the world's most famous people from it. Like, what a cool story, and then losing friends along the way, like Ryan Dunn, and watching Bam just like basically try to kill himself through fame and drugs and all of this kind of stuff. And you watch the journeys of like guys like Steve-O, who was an absolute addict who has now come in full recovery and is doing amazing things in the world. And it's like you see these. And it's dudes like putting doo-doo on each other's mouths and kicking each other in the balls. And this is why it's so weird to talk about it seriously. But it is the best and worst of us, and I freaking love it. And seeing all the archival footage, like this reminds me of me and some of my friends, like, when I was like in high school and early college and doing weird stuff. And these guys were, inspirations to us. And it's crazy to see that, my God, they're all like old men now. And there's other people kind of picking up the torch because there's some stuff that they just can't do. Like in the last one, Johnny Knoxville almost died. And they're like, okay, well, we'll find some other young idiots that want to hang out with us, and then we'll kick them in the balls. But yeah, Jackass Best and Last is coming out. And what is the runtime on this? I need to know, because I hope it's like 6 hours.
It's only an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
They always end
too soon.
Yeah, earlier than you expect them to.
It's like, come on, man, give me more.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be hard footage to shoot,
dude.
They'll film something, it's over in 30 seconds, and like, hey guys, we got to keep doing this because we need more runtime. Most movies have to cut things down, and I'm sure that Jackass just has to film and film and film to try and build it up. Yeah.
Star Punch on Twitch says, I will always be indebted to Bad Grandpa for making my brother laugh so much he cried. I mean, yeah, like same, like my family. I remember when my mom first watched Jackass, she could not stop laughing. And
really?
I think that one of the movies where it's like in the opening credits, they have that diorama, and it's just like Preston Lacey taking a shit on it. And when my mom realized it was someone taking a poop, then she lost her mind. And the hand slap, the high five.
Oh, where it just smacks them in the hallway?
Hands down, no pun intended, one of the greatest pranks just ever. Like, Bam just goes, wow! He like flies perfectly perpendicular, like 5 feet backwards, and like planks. No, I cannot wait for this movie. And hopefully it makes like $1 billion. Because the movies that do make $1 billion are like Jurassic World Dominion and Mario Brothers 2. And those movies should not be getting the money that a movie about friendship, love, and pranking should ever, that's what the world deserves. Not Mario 2, Galaxy, whatever the crap Star Fox spinoff nonsense.
Yeah, that's true. There's another movie coming out, because I'm gonna go watch Jackass. I'm not gonna go anywhere near Supergirl. Yeah. Sorry, Star Punch.
Are you talking about Lucky Strike?
Dude, Lucky Strike. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention this one too, only because it's Scott Eastwood and Colin Hanks. But it's a war movie.
They got the kids of two World War II movie guys.
You want to see some Nepo baby movie action.
I don't know. Scott Eastwood's a pretty good actor.
But, I mean, this is up your alley, though. I mean, a wounded American soldier trapped behind German lines during the Battle of the Bulge. This is your kind of thing.
It is.
Is it about cigarettes?
No.
Okay, well.
No, I think it's
about... a name like Lucky Strike.
It's like a guy who... gets caught behind enemy lines and cut off from his squad or whatever, and he radios them and he's like, hey, I got to get back, I'm injured, all this. This entire group of like SS or someone is in between me and you, and they're like, sorry dude, I mean, you got to figure it out. And it's him trying to get back, but I think they kind of spoil it. He gets out of it because it does show him visiting families and things like that. I think a lot of the parts of the movie are shown in the trailer, but yeah, I mean, it's World War II, it's based in some sort of history. Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Arkhog asked who's directing this movie, and it's co-directed by Rod Lurie, who's also one of the writers, and Todor Kotsev, two names I'm not super familiar with, but you can probably check them out on IMDb. They don't have a whole lot of stuff on their profile, but this movie is probably not going to get super wide release, especially when you got movies like Supergirl and Jackass, and then also Toy Story, Disclosure Day, Obsession still doing really well and probably going to hang out in theaters for a little while longer. They're still trying to squeeze blood from the Masters of the Universe turnip. Already talking about maybe greenlighting, even though it's financially not doing so well. Yeah, so
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, well
I was gonna say I have seen that some of the people that were really worried about that movie had similar things to what you said. Like, they're like, it's not a good movie by any means, but it's fun enough, you know.
Yeah. And that brings me to my review of Disclosure Day, which I'm gonna gloss over really, really fast. Because the people that download this podcast did not get to hear me talk about it on the pre-show last week. But it's a 2.5-hour movie from Steven Spielberg. You know, Amblin Entertainment. You got the whole E.T. right at the front, which sets you up for an E.T.-like adventure fueled by John Williams' music and a performance of a lifetime from Emily Blunt. And if you were to take those two things out of the equation, this movie would be pretty dull. Emily Blunt stole this show. I do love seeing Wyatt Russell in anything because give me any more versions of Kurt Russell and I'm okay with it. Coleman Domingo, while not in the movie very long, I really enjoy seeing him. I think he's going to be our next Morgan Freeman as he ages and Morgan Freeman stops being in movies. Coleman Domingo will be our next Morgan Freeman. He just has that presence that you're just like, everything's going to be okay because Coleman Domingo's here.
Except for when he plays Joe Jackson.
And then you're like, everything's going to be bad because Coleman Domingo's here. He's a phenomenal actor. But this movie was pretty paint by numbers, if you ask me. Was it a good action adventure? Sure. Was it well made? Yes, because it's Steven Spielberg. It looks good. It sounds right. But overall, it's just a movie about aliens. It's Roswell. They tried to like mysterious it up and go, no, dude, it's totally not about aliens. It's about more than that. And it's not. It's it's about aliens. And what if the government had been covering it up for the past 75 years? And
well, have you seen that he sprinkled in a lot of real world stuff from like those depositions that happened in the last year or two and articles like that, and there's like all these real life alien things. I guess they have footage that they filmed that shows Richard Nixon and
alien guy.
No, Richard Nixon and
some famous guy
Archie
that
Bunker
wanted to
walking,
see aliens.
yeah.
They did a clip of that and they're like, oh, I just really took him to Area 51 because he really wanted to impress this guy and he showed him dead aliens. But the thing is like, you know, aliens, we've seen it, especially little gray men, aliens that are like whap, whap. It wasn't really doing anything super interesting, even in the sense that it was like the government wasn't covering it up. It was corporations, because you can only trust the private sector, which that tells more about our current situation than anything. You know, geez. Like, the more I really sit and dissect Disclosure Day in my head, the less I liked it. Am I upset that I saw it? No. I mean, was it a again, well-made movie? Sure. Hearing John Williams in a runaway fire truck sequence where bad guys are trying to catch the good guys, did it not hit you in the feels? Yes, because that's some sort of, I think we're all hardwired as people that grew up in, you know, saw movies from the 80s and 90s and loved those things. And when John Williams It even has a name now. It's like called Mickey Mousing, where it's like, okay, John Williams plays this music that's going to go to the scene, and you're just going to be like, yes, I'm into it. That's kind of what happened in this movie. And then when you kind of shake your head out of it again, you're just like, oh, it was just Emily Blunt telling the world. It took her 2.5 hours to go, aliens are real, and like that was the end of the movie. And then the world's like, well, now that aliens are real, we're all friends because we're not alone in the universe anymore.
Yeah, that's dumb. Didn't people in those like government like hearings, weren't they like, oh yeah, dude, aliens are real. We have them. That's a real thing. Remember, because that was in the news, and people were like, oh, did you know that aliens are real? And everyone's like, I can't buy groceries right now, dog. Like, aliens can do whatever. It's like,
if they're dead, what good are they?
Do you know how many bills I have, boy?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. And
Netflix just went up $2.
yeah,
God.
yeah. So I remember them announcing that aliens was real, and all of us being like, yeah, figured as
Hey,
much.
Swepco said my bill's about to be 100% more this year.
Dude, yeah. It's like, yeah, every one of us was like, cool, but does that make it where I have more money? Can I buy more
Cool,
things?
the reflection pool's green. Like,
Yeah.
can we not? Oh, cool, data centers going in my backyard, and SpaceX IPO is
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
aliens.
Because I remember so many people, they're just like, yeah, dude, aliens are real. Here's all these files. You can read them. And we're like, yeah, we figured as much, dude. It only makes sense.
But did they have cancer cure on them?
Yeah.
Like, what was in their pockets?
Yeah.
Did they have?
I
Can we
watched
teleport out of here?
Independence Day. Oh, who friggin' cares?
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, disclosure day. There you go. But the movie that I did go and see recently was Toy Story 5. And Toy Story 5, we're going to talk about it. We were talking about it a little bit at the beginning. This is a sequel 25 years too late. It's Pixar trying to just do Pixar things, and it's making all the money, and it's scratching the itches. This movie is, I think some people are like, well, it's barely even got Woody and Buzz in it because it's about Jesse, and I'm like, well, that's fine because Jesse's cool. Joan Cusack rules. Conan O'Brien's in it, being Smarty Pants, which is he's a toilet trainer tool, which is pretty. He's the best part because A, it's Conan O'Brien, and B, he's playing a potty trainer toy. But it had heart. So Star Punch said it had heart, and I'm not going to disagree. But this is a Toy Story movie we're talking about. At once upon a time, Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 changed lives. Like, that's how powerful those movies were. And now it's like, it had heart. You know, and you're talking about an institution of storytelling that was like these iconic characters that turned kids that might have been bad kids into good kids, you know, after watching this movie. And this one was like, well, they're trying to be profound by saying kids got their face in screens, which this is true. You know, I mean, this is changing the way that kids develop, and they were onto something for a hot minute, but that they threw in a lot of unnecessary storylines. Like, there's a whole secondary plot line about another army of Buzzes, which I think we saw in part 2 and 3. But we saw another more high-tech version of them, like, fall off of a boat, in the ocean, get stranded, and try to make their way back to Star Command.
like small soldiers.
Yes, exactly. And they're missing a lot of the point here with this kid named Bonnie, who's a little awkward, and she still has an imagination and likes to play with toys, but all her dumbass piece of shit friends on chat make fun of her for playing with toys, and peer pressure is real. And there was some cool things. I'm like, man, okay, yeah, mental health with children, and how social media is not a toy and is not good for development. We should do things like this.
You too can try and claim $1,000 from YouTube and Meta for social media being addictive.
Yes, you can, and you'll lose, and it'll turn into 25 cents. It'll cost you more to cash the check than it will to get the settlement. But anyway, that's where the movie kind of starts to fall apart. And we as adults, they're like, well, who is this movie for? Is it for the kids or for the grown-ups? And I go, you tell me. We're all 25 years older now, and you're still making a movie that's about characters that we love. Like, you're not reinventing these characters for a new generation. If you didn't know Toy Story 1 and 2, you wouldn't give two flying shits about why, Woody's got a snake in his boot, the running gag that he's balding because his hat has worn the back of his, it just, it's like, yes, we get it. They're old. And then they have some tech toys, which I think it just got mentioned in the comments. Like, some of these tech toys are even old by the standards of this. Like, they had like Conan O'Brien's Smarty Pants toy was a tech toy. He had batteries and buttons and was Wi-Fi connected, but they had that like 15 years ago, and so he's old. And they had the little Snappy Cam, which was kind of old, and it's like, oh yeah, I saw my SD cards flash before my life. They threw me in this drawer, and it's like, okay, you're like understanding, coming to terms that this technology is moving, but the tablet, it's this whole new thing that's changing. And it doesn't land. It doesn't stick and make you feel the things that Toy Story has always made you feel. And, Star Punch says, my kid liked it. And I think that that's such a low bar standard for, like, kids like all kinds of things. Kids like, a hamburger with no toppings. Kids like pizza with no toppings. Kids that don't have refined palates, and...
Are you admitting that cheese is not a proper topping?
Cheese is a base layer. It is required for it to be pizza. But what I'm saying is, like, just because something is fine doesn't mean that it needs all of this praise, right? Just because water is refreshing on a cold day doesn't mean it's the best beverage, the best tasting beverage you've ever had. It's delicious. It's what I'm drinking, but it doesn't. It's just water, right? I mean, it's fine. Just because it's not bad does not mean, ergo, it is amazing. And that's the problem with Toy Story, is I think that Toy Story, we love Tom Hanks and Tim Allen's chemistry so much. We love these characters, and we love seeing these stories, that all Pixar really has to do is to hit one sort of emotional, relatable context, and then it's like, carte blanche pass, this movie's great. And it's really not, because it's had 25 years of development into something that could be greater. And that's the issue that I have with it. It just seemed like after this long, they had infinite money, they had infinite planning, they could have told infinite stories, and they're just like, iPads are bad, kids need to play. And it's like, yes, we know. And kids grow up. Yes, we know. I feel like there's just nothing left to tell in this franchise, or there's way more to tell, and they're afraid to do it. So, like, maybe Bonnie should have gotten bullied hard and then address some real troubling issues.
Lots of children in 2026 need to get bullied.
Well, I don't know about that, but
these views are not shared by both members of.
But I feel like Consequence, like, remember, you look at movies from guys like Hayao Miyazaki, right, where these movies become timeless classics, and even the newer movies that he come out, they all have sense of real consequence. And the real consequence was like, Jessie'd be in a closet, and it's like, oh, someone take her to the donation center. And it's like, there were moments where you're like, oh my God, we're about to deal with grief and loss. And they go, oh, but psych, but Buzz and Tom Hanks, they just rolled up, and they're just like, howdy, partner, I'm a bald spot and Slinky Dog.
So it's not like Toy Story 2 where they're like...
Where you fucking cry.
Yeah, this is what crying feels like. And they're like, look at Jessie, she has abandonment issues because things are really bad for her, and Stinky Pete is he's gonna terrorize because he can't stand to be alone. Yeah. Dude, yeah, Toy Story 2, man.
Dude.
That one, you're
dealt
like...
with some stuff.
Feels.
Yep. So anyway, Toy Story 5, your kids will like it. I mean, it is a Snicker bar at a concession stand full of other Snicker bars. Like, it's, they had the potential. Toy Story could have done more. So, but your kids will love it. You won't have a bad time in the theater. Buzz does there's Infinity and Beyond moments. There's, flying with style moments. There's all the exact same shit that you love from the first three. minus the fourth one because that one was stupid, except for the stunt rider, which is the only good part about part 4. And
Keanu Reeves as Canadian Evel Knievel.
and he comes around a couple times and he's like, whoa, and zips off. And that's all you need. So,
No new Randy Newman music, right?
I don't think so, no. It's like, you gotta charge your tablet. You gotta charge your tablet. Download Disney Plus and Hulu combo and save your dad $1 or $2. You know, that's right.
Nailed it.
You just don't forget to watch Grogu on the... Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Download all them apps.
Nice.
Whatever, dude.
No, it's genuine. Crushed it.
All right, let's talk about beat 'em up action times.
Yeah, Beat 'em Up Action Times, the movie with Asian guys.
Asian
the
guy
movie.
beat 'em up action times.
Yeah, Beat 'em Up Action Times, the movie with Asian guys, the movie.
It wasn't fast, but it was the Furious.
It was The Furious. So The Furious is a movie directed by a stunt coordinator, Kenji Tanigaki. He is the guy that did stunt coordinations for some of the Rurouni Kenshin live action movies, The Legend of the Fat Dragon with Donnie Yen. He also was the director of Legend of the Fat Dragon and the Shinobi series. He was the stunt coordinator for the Shinobi series. So kind of like a Japanese John Wick guy. What's his name? Chad Stahelski. Like a Japanese Chad Stahelski. And it was like it took place in a random Southeast Asian country. They speak English, kind of. Don't worry about it. Some people are overdubbed. Some people just speak it. Don't think about it. Don't look too far into it. And then you have like this cast with Sha Miao, who he's been a star since he was a kid because he was Jet Li's son in more than one movie. I've
seen him.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen him.
He's like a national hero in China and stuff. He came in, he played a mute guy because he had a brain injury. And his daughter is kidnapped by this child kidnapping ring, and then he runs into Joe Toslim, who is trying to find his wife, who was a reporter looking into this child kidnapping ring, which is basically like, in this country, they just grab kids and they used them for like the Hostel movie. And so then these two guys who are really good at martial arts and fighting, they team up to go rescue Sha Miao's daughter and all the other kids,
the kids,
and try and find Joe Toslim's wife and everything. And in the way, they end up fighting everyone, absolutely everyone. There's corrupt police, gotta fight them. There's
mini bosses.
Yeah, there's like some like Yakuza dude who's married to like this whatever local country's kind of Yakuza gang. They gotta fight him because he's the big ringleader. There's a dude who like he grew up and he uses like bullfrog style or something crazy. He just headbutts everyone a lot and he takes all the beatings. At one point, this guy's frozen in ice and that guy punches the dude's frozen head clean off.
Nice.
In this block of ice. It's insanely entertaining. People just are constantly being beaten on and whooped, having their heads punched off. There's some guy who uses a bow and arrow and he brings 2 kukris to the fight and everyone else is barehanded. Not necessary. Come on, guy.
If there's anything to encourage banning firearms, it's stuff like this, because look at how much cooler things are
Dude.
when there's no guns.
Dude, not one person makes solid use of a gun in this movie.
And it's awesome.
Hardly at all. Every time a gun comes out, it's just pointless. Because, one dude, there's a human being frozen in a 2-foot thick block of ice who gets their head punched clean off.
That's cool.
There's a guy that's using
all 6
a bow to stab people with the bow and then shoot them with arrows, and they all have guns that he's killing, and then he pulls out 2 kukris, and then there's like this massive 4-way fight with the kukri switching hands and everyone trying to not get stabbed. It's extremely brutal, very gory.
Sounds awesome.
Dude, what's crazy is that like even the kids aren't safe either. You watch kids get murked out.
Whoa.
And one kid gets
dead kids.
Yeah, one kid gets shot through
Your
the leg.
kids
with,
are
like,
gonna
an arrow.
love it.
They like pick up kids and beat people with them. It's wildly entertaining though. There was things in the theater where the theater I was sitting in packed, every seat full.
Oh hell yeah, I love hearing that.
It was a smaller theater, but it was opening weekend last weekend, and dude, everyone, the whole theater was full, and people were just like, oh, and like they would laugh and just react to everything. It is just a martial arts beat 'em up movie. You don't have to turn your brain on.
It's
to
the
go
Streets
into
of Rage movie that we think we're gonna get, but we're not.
This guy's a good guy. Those guys are bad guys. They're gonna beat him up. There was a misunderstanding. Oops, what happens now? It's a fist fight between 1 versus 50 guys. It's great. It's not a perfect movie, and it's not gonna be the most deep story you've ever seen. The story is
There is a genre on IMDb now called one-person army action.
that's it. Except it's 2-person.
Okay.
And sometimes they split up, and they're 1 person versus a different army, and things like that. And man, there's times where you're like, this guy sucks. Man, I kind of wish someone would punch that guy. And some point later in that movie, someone hurts that guy.
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, yeah, that's what you get, dude. So yeah, it's just a dumb, fun action movie. It has some heart to it. It's definitely done by people who love their craft. Kenji Tanigaki doing his thing with the stunt coordinating and making the martial arts. They did this whole film in 60 days. The entire
crazy.
film was
Yeah.
shot in 60 days, and it's because all the actors they cast were doing like their own stunts and stuff. They weren't bringing in stuntmen for very many things at all. All the guys were like, okay, here's kind of the scene. We'll do like this, and then they'll rework it and workshop it right there. And they go, okay, let's film it. And then these guys that know martial arts just fight each other. Sha Miao is awesome, very good in it. Doing the gung fu thing, lots of fun. Joe Toslim and his eyebrows do a whole bunch of acting for everybody else. But yeah, I mean, it's the best action movie I've seen in a long time.
And it's still out there in some theaters.
It's better than turning on Netflix and watching Wrecking Crew or some other stupid movie that they hobble together with lowest common denominator stuff. This one is just like, yeah, man, we're just punching people. I hope you like it. And you're just like, yeah, this
I do
is
like
fun.
it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, it's basic, but it's not lowbrow. It's fun.
All right. Well,
Worth a watch.
it's in about 870 theaters still. I think that's going to fall off a lot by Thursday or Friday. So definitely go check it out now.
That one's going to do the Lionsgate thing, and people are going to watch it at home and love it.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. Well, all right. Well, that brings us to the last segment of the show. We're going to do the box office roundup for the last weekend, June 19th through 21st, 2026. Jack's going to give you the top 10. We're going to start with, we'll start with number 11 because that came out in very limited release. It is showing here in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, we got it here.
So, yeah.
Well, number 12, The Furious. So that's there. It's not brought in too much money so far, $5.3 million. Again, people are going to watch it at home. Number 11, Girls Like Girls. 1.5 million brought in for that one in its opening weekend.
Only in about 500 theaters, though.
Yeah, like you said, we did get it here. In the 10th spot, Michael, 9 weeks out, 2.1 million brought in by that one. Michael has grossed $368 million in the U.S., another 591.6 elsewhere. It's about to crest $1 billion. It's
pretty wild.
It has 40 million to go to be $1 billion biopic. That's awesome. Also, did you see that a Michael Jackson song has entered? It was like number 1 for several weeks. His song called Chicago that was released on his second posthumous album. And now he has another decade to add to being a number 1 music star. It's insane.
That's weird.
Yeah. And then at number 9, Leviticus, opening with $2.6 million. Number 8, also opening here.
I was, I'm not surprised that it didn't hit number 1, but I was surprised that it hit number 8.
Really? Because the whole trailer is like, we're talking about The Death of Robin Hood, which brought in $2.9 million. The entire trailer is Hugh Jackman going like,
You don't know shit about Robin Hood.
He's like, turns out Robin Hood sucks, and here's the story about why he sucks, and he's dumb, and I hate him, but I'm playing Robin Hood, even though he's dumb and he sucks.
He's a brutal murderer.
Yeah, and because someone asked me, I think my brother, he was like, "You gonna watch Death of Robin Hood? It looks kind of cool." Hugh Jackman being Robin Hood. I'm like, it's cool until you hear the voice on the trailer that says, "What if we shit on the thing that you like?"
What if Robin Hood was a murder guy?
Yeah. What if Robin Hood was dumb? So yeah, I'm not surprised it opened at number 8 because the movie tells you that it hates its source material. And opening at number 7, Star Wars, or not opening, sitting at number 7, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. 4.1 million brought in its 5th week, bringing it up to 172 million in the U.S., another 150 elsewhere. It's sitting at just under $333 million.
It's funny how like Disney and Netflix, they'll be like, this new idea that we came up with only made 350 million worldwide. What a fucking flop. We'll never do that again. And then it's like Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Grogu, barely struggling to make 300 million. Let's go ahead and make 35 more of these.
Yeah.
Like,
Just touching on comments real quick. Baldwin Orrin asked about Michael and whitewashing. It's just the story of his rise to a solo star from the Jacksons. It's early life. It's very interesting. The music's in it, and it's really good. Hugh Jackman has a huge Ackman. He may. I don't know. Yeah. At number 5, Scary Movie. You talked to us
about a 6.
Oh yeah, number 6. It does a movie that may or may not have the power, doesn't look like it. 3rd week out from Amazon. Masters of the Universe brought in $6.1 million. It's at just under 58 million in the U.S., another 45 elsewhere. So barely over 100 million so far.
Your kids will love it.
And then at number 5, Scary Movie, another one you talked to us about. 6.4 million brought in by it in its 3rd week, bringing it up to $97.25 million. Another 104 elsewhere, so it's sitting just over 200 million. And when you told us that it wasn't funny, everything you said about it made it sound really funny. So
your Jakes will love it.
Yeah, that's true. Probably will. And then holding the spot at number 4, YouTube movie Backrooms, $7.1 million in its 4th week, bringing it up to 175 million. Another 97.7 elsewhere, so it's sitting at 272.
Doing pretty awesome
bucks. And then followed by another YouTube movie at number 3, Obsession, at $13.4 million last week.
Yeah, dude.
Dang, and its 6th week
it is
out.
Crushing it.
215 million in the U.S., another 117 elsewhere, $332 million on less than $1 million budget, right? Wasn't it? It was like $700,000 or something.
This movie is just destroying.
Dude, awesome. And then at number 2, Disclosure Day, 17.7 million in its 2nd week. It's sitting at 79 million here in the States, another 81.8 million elsewhere, so 161 million for that one. And then opening at the top spot, Toy Story 5 with $160 million.
That's crazy because it really didn't get a big marketing push.
Do you need to when the word
Toy Story? Yeah, they're just like, we did it. We made another one.
They probably put ads on Disney Plus or something. Another 150 elsewhere in the world, so it's sitting there at about $310 million.
All right. Well, there you go. That is the top 10 movies in the United States and some of the world. We'll be back next week, as we always try to be. Tech notwithstanding, but it feels like we may have gotten those things straightened out. So. Tell your friends, subscribe, like and subscribe wherever it is you like to like and subscribe. I don't know why it keeps taking away our little stripey here, but like and follow. You can get us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube Live, whatever you like. We prefer Twitch. We actually get paid a little bit through Twitch streams. But if you want to just download this podcast, you can do that too. Just wherever it is you download your podcast, search for the Drive-In Speaker Box Podcast. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
See you then,
everybody, and we'll see you then. Bye now.
Later.
Goodbye.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.